The enemy was never the one standing in front of you. It was always the one living inside you. Uncontrolled anger, visible fear, a wounded ego demanding immediate revenge. Most men lose power not because they were betrayed, but because they reacted like children when they should have calculated like predators. Stay. You are about to discover the weapon few men carry. The blueprint of vulnerability. The truth is brutal. Men who do not control their emotions will be controlled by those who do. Masculine mindset is not built through outbursts of anger or public displays of strength. It is built through emotional silence, discipline under pressure, and never handing the enemy a map of your weaknesses. You have seen this. The man who explodes when provoked loses before he even acts. The man who begs when pressured reveals where it hurts. And where it hurts is where he will be attacked again. Emotional control is not a moral virtue. It is a strategic weapon. Dark masculine philosophy teaches, master yourself first, or be dominated by those who already have. This is the law, and it does not forgive weak men. The high cost of biting the bait. Reaction is submission disguised as strength. Every time you bite the emotional bait, you give away information. Every time anger speaks before reason, you show exactly where to break you. Power dynamics operate this way. Provoke, observe, exploit. Men without emotional discipline live inside this cycle, being tested, failing, being discarded. Silent power does not come from not feeling. It comes from not showing until it becomes advantageous to show. Stoic masculinity understands this. Emotions exist, but they do not command. They inform. They alert, but they never decide. Because emotional decisions are weak decisions, and weak decisions build weak lives, surrounded by people who know exactly how to manipulate you. Do you see the pattern? Predictable men are disposable. When your anger is predictable, provoking you becomes a game. When your fear is obvious, pressuring you becomes a strategy. When your need for validation appears, using you becomes routine. Strategic thinking recognizes this. Every uncontrolled emotional reaction is a rope tied around your neck, and someone is always ready to pull. Loyalty demands control. Because loyalty is not emotion, it is a repeated choice under pressure, and pressure reveals everything. Men who explode when tested are not loyal, they are volatile, waiting for the right spark. Men who beg when isolated are not trustworthy. They are emotionally dependent, waiting for scraps of approval. There is a type of man who negotiates better, leads better, dominates better, not because he is physically stronger, but because he stays cold under fire. While others tremble, he observes. While others shout, he calculates. While others show desperation, he uses their desperation as leverage. Ancient masculine wisdom knew this. The man who controls himself does not need to control anyone by force. He controls through the absence of visible weakness. Think about the last 3 conflicts you had. Did you react or respond? Reacting is automatic, emotional, predictable. Responding is calculated, strategic, lethal. The difference between the two defines whether you dominate or are dominated. How many men around you know exactly which button to press to destabilize you? The geometry of silence. Domination does not begin with action. It begins with internal control while others lose theirs. Emotional discipline is this: the ability to feel pressure and not release it, to feel anger and not show it, to feel fear and not hand it over. Because the moment you show it, you lose strategic advantage. Betrayal almost always has the same anatomy. Someone tested you emotionally, you reacted, and from that moment on, they could read you completely. They knew when to press. They knew where it hurt. They knew how to make you act against your own interests. Dark masculine philosophy understands this. Betrayal does not come out of nowhere. It is cultivated in every moment. You showed emotional weakness without necessity. Cold psychology operates differently. It does not suppress emotion, it studies it. It observes patterns. It identifies triggers. And then, it inverts the game. While weak men react to the environment, disciplined men create the environment. They know that whoever controls the emotional temperature of the room controls the room. Have you noticed? Men with real power rarely raise their voice. Not because they are calm by nature, but because they know shouting is surrendering control. Silence under pressure destabilizes. It creates doubt. It forces recalibration. And while the other adjusts nervously, you observe, collect information, and decide the next move 3 steps ahead. Respect does not come from emotional displays. It comes from consistency under test. Masculine evolution happens when you stop reacting to every provocation and start using provocation as a diagnostic tool. Someone tests you? Good. Now you know you cannot trust him. Someone tries to destabilize you? Perfect. Now you know where he thinks you are weak, and you can correct it or exploit his illusion. Strategic thinking turns emotional pressure into tactical advantage. Weak men release tension through explosion. Strong men compress tension until it becomes direction. This difference is everything. One loses energy, the other accumulates power. There is an exact moment when loyalty is tested under extreme emotional pressure. Those who remain cold at your side when everything collapses are rare. Those who exploit your moment of weakness to gain position. Those are the majority. Ruthless clarity requires recognizing this. Without sentimentality, emotional control allows you to execute necessary cuts without drama, without justification, without giving them the pleasure of seeing you bleed. Have you noticed who around you waits for you to fail emotionally to gain advantage? And you, have you been giving them what they expect? Psychological warfare. The third truth cuts deep. Uncontrolled emotion is predictability, and predictability is strategic death. Power does not tolerate men who can be activated like machines. One insult and they explode. One pressure and they beg. One provocation and they reveal everything. These men command nothing, they are commanded by those who know which rope to pull. Masculine mindset understands the real battlefield is internal. Psychological warfare is not fought with weapons, it is fought with control. Whoever maintains composure while the other loses it, wins. Always. Because the moment someone explodes, shows fear, or emotionally justifies himself, he hands over the game. You know men like this. They speak boldly when calm, but shake when pressured. They threaten when safe, but retreat when tested. These men live in emotional performance, not real power. And performance breaks. It always breaks. Emotional discipline does not break, it strengthens under weight. There is a form of domination that does not require violence. It does not require shouting. It does not require threats. It operates through control of the emotional narrative. If you do not react when expected, You destabilize expectations. If you do not show fear when pressured, you reverse pressure. If you do not justify when accused, you force the accuser to prove something he cannot prove. And in that silence, he breaks. Silent rules govern real hierarchies. Never show panic. Never show doubt externally. Never hand emotional ammunition to those who can use it against you. Every time you break these rules, you lose ground. Cold truth is this: respect is lost in micro moments. One exaggerated reaction, one desperate justification, one moment of emotional loss of control, and years of construction crack. Honor is not defended with emotional words. It is defended with cold actions, repeated, immune to provocation. Loyalty and betrayal live in the same test. Extreme emotional pressure. Those who remain firm are rare. Those who collapse are disposable. Mafia mindset in the philosophical sense always knew this. Emotionally unstable men are risks. Talent does not matter. History does not matter. If you do not control yourself, you are not useful. Strategic thinking applies this to every interaction. Observe how people react under pressure before trusting them with something important. Observe how you react, because others are observing as well. How many times have you seen men lose everything not because of the wrong decision, but because of the wrong emotional reaction to a decision? And you, have you seen yourself in this pattern? Operational maturity. The fourth lesson is the most lethal. Whoever controls emotion controls outcome. Because outcome is not just action, it is action at the right moment, with the right temperature, without emotional noise distorting execution. Controlled emotion is this: the ability to act cold while everything inside burns. The ability to wait while everything screams to advance. The ability to cut when everything demands a second chance. Masculine evolution requires brutal emotional maturity, not the therapeutic version where you express feelings. The operational version where feelings are used as data, not commands. Anger tells you where perceived injustice exists. Fear tells you where uncalculated risk exists. Anxiety tells you where control is lacking. But none of these decide. You decide. Always you. The inner war mindset recognizes this. The battle was never external. It was always internal. Men who win externally but lose internally eventually lose everything. Because external victory without internal control is temporary. Someone will provoke you. Someone will test you. And if you lack emotional structure, you will hand over everything you built. Do you notice how powerful men operate? They do not react to insults. They do not defend themselves against weak accusations. They do not enter discussions that lead nowhere. Why? Because they know emotional engagement is recognition of threat. And recognizing threat where none exists is weakness. Rare men understand. Emotional authority is not declared, it is demonstrated. When you remain cold while others melt, you do not need to say you are strong. They feel it. When you do not react to cheap provocations, you do not need to prove superiority. It becomes obvious. Consequence arrives quickly for those who lose emotional control. One explosion of anger becomes a weapon in the hands of the provocateur. One moment of panic becomes evidence of structural weakness. One desperate emotional justification becomes confirmation of guilt, even when innocent. Legacy is lost this way, not through great betrayals, through small, repeated losses of control until respect evaporates. There is an ancient protocol that separates men who lead from men who follow. The ability to maintain composure while everything collapses. Fire all around, betrayal confirmed, unbearable pressure, and still, steady voice, clear decision, emotion stored for later, because later you process, during you execute. Ruthless self-improvement begins here, identifying your emotional triggers before others identify them, correcting automatic reactions before they become exploitable patterns, building emotional resilience, not to feel better, but to never surrender advantage. How many men around you respect you because you never broke in front of them? And how many test you because they have seen you break and know they can do it again? The mirror of truth. Now turn the mirror and be honest with yourself for the first time. How many times this week did you react when you should have observed? How many times did anger speak louder than strategy? How many times did you explode, justify, plead, and deliver exactly what the other wanted to see? The truth every man learns too late is this: you do not lose to external enemies. You lose to the internal enemy that makes you react, show fear, and hand over control at the wrong moment. Emotional control is not optional. It is the difference between dominating your life or being dominated by those who already dominate themselves. You are surrounded by men who explode under pressure, who show panic when tested, who reveal insecurity when provoked. These men do not command, they are commanded. They do not lead, they are led. They do not dominate markets, hierarchies, or relationships. They are dominated by those who possess the coldness they never developed. Masculine mindset is not brute strength, it is strength under control. Strategic thinking is not pure intelligence. It is intelligence applied without emotional noise. Dark masculine motivation is not cruelty. It is clarity, the ability to see the game as it is. Cut what must be cut. Act when action is required. All without drama, without justification, without handing the world a map of your weaknesses. And the question that remains is simple. Will you continue to be predictable, or will you learn the lesson before it costs everything? Because while you react, someone is observing, mapping, preparing the next move, and when you realize it, ground has already been lost that cannot be recovered. And you, are you still a hostage to your own emotions? Or will you finally master them before they destroy you? The code of mastery. Master yourself, and you will master what surrounds you. Lose control, and you will be controlled by those who never lose theirs. The choice was always yours, but the time to choose is ending. Stay close. More laws operate here, and all of them demand the same price. Discipline, when everything inside you wants to explode. Remain in control. There is always more.